Hello, welcome to the Snap UK. It's week 3, and unlike last week, we're all here.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay. No, we can't make the same joke.
No, we're not going to. No, this is, I think, attempt 3 now. Yeah. So we've got Engage 8. We've got the Hall of Good. Sweetest play. Let's get started. So we're here. So we're all here. Week 3. When we're all here,
has completely thrown everyone off.
when we're all here, I tend to take a step back. So I'm going to pass it on, get you guys started. So we have let you guys go around twice. We want you to pick your games of the week to discuss. So I'm going to start with Jim. What's the first game you want to discuss?
The first game I want to discuss is probably one of the lowest scoring games of the week.
You're going to pick my game, aren't you?
I was going to pick Packers-Browns.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously got to pick this game because we all fancied the Packers coming into the season. We all thought the Browns would be picking top 5. And the Browns' defense this season has been absolutely brilliant.
Is it still number 1 ranked?
Yeah, I think so. Myles Garrett is on an absolute tear to be Defensive Player of the Year. They end up blocking a field goal.
Well, so everyone's
blocking kicks this week.
That was the maddest
It was
5 minutes of
crazy.
football I've ever seen.
But they're one of the ones that blocked a kick and then they go up and actually, I was watching when they took their game-winning kick. I was like, it would just be so Browns for them to miss this. And I was almost 80% sure that they would miss it, but then they didn't miss it, and the Browns have got probably the biggest upset of the season so far, beating the Packers 13-10.
I must admit, seeing on social media Myles Garrett running after Jordan Love and then mocking their O-line on the bench because
Did one of the linemen come out and say like they were going to go like 17
2 days before he was like, they're 2-0. He's like, I reckon we could go unbeaten.
Yeah, I can't see anyone in our schedule that could beat us.
And then hearing, "Run, Jordan, run!"
I think it's
literally.
For me, I don't think you can read too much into this game. The Browns' defense have been great, and it's just every team loses a game they shouldn't through the season.
Yeah, probably.
It's not like they're 0-3. They've got off to a decent start. I don't think they're just going to steamroller the whole season. They even in that division, they're not, are they? So
no, even tough division.
So they're even if they get to 11, 12 wins, which they probably will do, then.
But to that point, I think you're absolutely right. I think it makes winning these games even more important because you can't afford to lose what should be
a gimme
game. They probably circled this at the beginning of the season, going, "That's one we will win. We should win. We should win it well."
It might stop them winning the division.
Yeah,
especially when the Vikings ripped arse and the Lions won as well.
Do you want to know a fascinating thing about the Browns from this game? It was the first time that they've been trailing by double digits with 4 minutes to go that they've managed to win a game since 2002.
But then, this is a good stat. But last week, obviously the Browns had all the stats to win a game and lost it. And then this time, they had none of the stats to win it.
Even in week 1 against the Bengals, they could have won that game.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think, we may have to...
But I think that division now is a fucking pile of turd.
Which division?
Apart from the Ravens. Apart from the Ravens now, it's all just turd, isn't it?
Even the Ravens aren't.
No, the Ravens, no, we'll come on to that.
1 and 2, they got the same record as the Browns.
That's just one number. Yeah.
It's 2 numbers.
I mean, that's the same numbers.
Yeah.
But when we get into that, we'll see that some of the stats that Lamar has put up is the offense has scored over 30 points every game so far for the Ravens. So that is just the Ravens defense needs sorting out. And I get there's 2 sides to the game, but that Ravens team will be okay. And they are by far the best team in that division.
So there was a second part to the crazy stat about that's fine. I was waiting to the end. So the second part of the crazy stat, the Browns' first win since 2002 when trailing by double digits in the final 4 minutes. The Packers, when winning by double digits in the final 4 minutes, had won 300 straight games back to 1967. mean, that's one hell of a tear. You just don't collapse like this. Even the terrible years when, in the, mid 20-teens when they had the terrible Dom Capers defence and they seemed to be losing every week, they weren't able to surrender a double-digit lead like this. Madness.
Dom Capers, that is...
that was right? Like, he was
right.
terrible.
I felt myself shudder hearing the name.
Okay.
Duncan's just phoned his phone at a wall.
It used to be a weekly thing, didn't it?
Quick highlight on Quinton Judkins has come into the game, 94 yards off 18 carries and a touchdown. I think if they keep the defence and they keep this running game, there's a distinct game plan for
If
what
only they'd have kept Baker Mayfield, and this team would be going to the playoffs.
Flacco hasn't been terrible, has he?
He's not Baker Mayfield, is he?
No, he's not. He's
I'm
Flacco.
just saying,
No,
they've fucked it,
agree.
didn't they? They've absolutely fucked
they
it.
fucked it.
I was on Reddit at the weekend, and on the Browns, they were debating.
Browns on Reddit, that's a dangerous search.
Yeah. They were debating that when Baker left, of course, the feeling was he'd lost the dressing room because he'd fought. Baker hadn't got a connection with Beckham and Landry, so they're now the discussion on Browns Reddit this weekend was, should we have got rid of the other 52 players and kept Baker? And you're like, probably, yeah. Like, keep Baker, keep Garrett.
Yeah.
You'd been fine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
When you actually go through that Browns roster, there's some real talent on there. I'm not going to say they're not going to pull up trees, but there's decent players. They're not the worst team in the league.
There is on defence, and then you've got Njoku, Cedric Tillman. I'm not sure about Judkins. We'll see. He's only played one game. Cedric Tillman's been really good.
Jerry Jeudy is a decent wideout.
Jerry Jeudy is massively overrated.
He's decent. I didn't say he was good.
I like Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, you can like him. He's just not great.
I think that's a bit harsh.
I'd rather have Cedric Tillman.
I wouldn't be totally surprised now the way it's all playing out whether the Browns will not be that much far behind the Steelers by the end of the season. There might only be 1 or 2 games in this.
I think they could be ahead of the Steelers.
Well, then they could be in the playoffs then.
No, I don't think that, because I think you're right. I think it's a third division outside the Ravens.
But they might win enough games if they keep going like this. You just don't know. 9 games, 10 games.
I mean, the good thing is, we know the Ravens will lose the first game of the playoffs, so it's fine.
It doesn't matter.
The natural order of things is restored with the AFC
they'll win
North.
the division, they'll miss out on the bye, they'll get the home field advantage and wildcard weekend.
Well, I think at least half of us have put them to go to the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
and then lose. You're absolutely right. All right, who's up next, Griff?
Well, talking of the Ravens then, let's go to Monday Night Football. Lions 38, Ravens 30. Ravens slipped to 1-2.
Same
which
as the
is
Browns.
worst record after 3 games under John Harbaugh for the Ravens. But if I'm honest, nothing to see here. They've just played some really good teams.
Why did you pick the game then?
No. The game was amazing. Was the game brilliant or not? Lamar got sacked 7 times.
Yeah, I know. That Lions defense is looking.
His record
grim.
against the NFC coming into this game was 24-2, and his record on primetime games was 20-6, which was the best of any quarterback starting 10 or more games. Starting 10 or more games since 2000. Like, he's been electric in primetime games, and the Lions just did what they had done all of the last 2 seasons and just kept bulldozing, flying in on defense. And then they had scoring drives of 96 and 94 yards in the second half. The Ravens hadn't given up a scoring drive of more than 90 yards since 2000. They gave up 2 in 1 game. This was incredible by the Lions and puts them looking like far and away one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the NFC. But what it doesn't do, the nothing to see here bit is, doesn't make me think anything different about the Ravens. They have put up great points against a Lions team, which is going to the playoffs, and a Bills team, which is going to the playoffs.
They've had a really difficult start.
It's a horrendous start.
The start has been really tough.
Yeah, but this comes back to that what is now a trope, a cliche of the Ravens can't win the big games.
And look, I think
Yes.
I think definitely, I agree with Michael. I think it definitely says more about the Lions.
Yeah,
I think the fact
I
they
agree.
went to Baltimore and did that, and I think we all been talking about loss of the coordinators. Is that going to be a really big problem? You know,
Doesn't seem to. The last two games they've been absolutely.
They've been really impressive, haven't they? So I think it says a lot about that. And I think I think we did actually float. Might have been me that said Harbour. If he doesn't nail this season, just because he's been there so long, that he could end up on the hot seat at some point.
I was talking to John before you guys got here, and
Last week or tonight?
both earlier this evening. I always think that there's, especially in this division, there's too much of a reliance on the team being just slightly better than average. The Ravens are a very good team, but they've not had the fall. When you look at the Lions, they had that fall to then rise up again. There's always this kind of, the Ravens are great, but they've got this problem. I'm not saying like burn it all down, but just.
Well, they have got a future Hall of Fame quarterback, haven't they? And they are not quite. If that doesn't turn into Super Bowl soon, then the only thing
if it doesn't turn into Super Bowls, is he future Hall of Fame?
Well, yeah, I think he is because the amount of MVPs he'll win. So yeah,
It's just Dan Marino.
But the
Dan
thing
Marino
is,
got to a Super Bowl though.
And Lamar's got plenty of time.
but the thing is, it's like, is it the Andy Reid thing? Is it it's going to have just run its course? He's not a bad coach. Obviously, he's a really good coach, and someone else would hire him. And he'd probably be really successful. But at some point, are the Ravens, if they don't go deep into the playoffs, do they have to say we have to change something?
So I often think about, we've had this similar conversation with Mike Tomlin, amongst others.
Sean
The-
Dermott.
Yeah. The thing is, in order to be labelled a bit of a choker and you get to the big game, you have to keep getting to the big games.
Yep.
The Patriots had a 10-year gap between Super Bowl III and Super Bowl IV, where they kept getting to the championship game or deep
Super
into the
Bowl.
playoffs, or to the Super Bowl, and they
Shanahan now.
choked. But nobody said that because they'd won already. But don't forget, Harbaugh's won already.
All teams lose more than they.
Time ago that win though, isn't it?
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you cannot fault them for getting to the big games. You're going to lose some of them. Everybody is so good.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But I see Gary's point. It's like they've gone through that transition between changing from Flacco to Lamar Jackson. That should be the moment to go, right, we need to get to the Super Bowl. And it's not even like they're not going to get to Super Bowl, they're not getting to championship games.
Yeah, I agree, but you're not entitled to win just because your quarterback's
you're
really
not
good.
entitled to win, but it's everything else around it. It's not just a quarterback and a load of dross. That's a good football team. And it has been for since Jackson's been there.
7 years.
Yeah. And it should, and like I said, it is the trope that when they get to the playoffs, they lose, and they keep doing it. It's the same thing over and over again. It's a running joke now, isn't it? So to Gary's
It'll
point,
be
it's
interesting.
like,
It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. If the season doesn't become, I think people level the same thing at McDermott.
Yeah,
Bills.
I do as well, yeah,
and people around this table have definitely said
Yeah,
last year should McDermott go. And so what point does he become the blocker? And I don't think Harbour is the big blocker for it. And like I say, but sometimes you just need a change. Like you just need a fresh approach. You just need a different voice.
It's a Tampa example, isn't it? Dungy was getting them into the big games all the time. They're getting into the playoffs. They couldn't get over them. They got rid of him. They bring in Gruden, and they get to the Super Bowl.
So
we're not
for the Eagles. Same for the Eagles, isn't it?
yeah, but that was a long time between Andy Reid and
Yeah, it was,
and then winning the Super Bowl. I don't think those two things exactly correlate.
I just want to make it very clear for anybody listening, we're not saying the Ravens need to bring in John Gruden. I want to make that
Or that
crystal
they need
clear.
to sack anyone now. It's just
This is not.
at the end of the season.
I think it's got to be at the
will
end of
it
the
be a
season.
consideration?
Yeah.
I'm not happy. You come on this podcast to fire coaches.
I
I
don't
don't like you defending them.
I don't normally do that at all, but I just
Not unless it's Carl Shanahan.
before we move on, and you'll be picking the next one, Gary. But just a second to contemplate the survival of the Lions without Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson,
It's good management.
because we looked at week one and went, "Oh, this isn't pretty," but now they're firing. There were like trick plays straight out of the Ben Johnson playbook. They're just running the same thing with different coordinators. It's great.
It's good. It's good head coaching. He's brought in obviously two good coordinators have carried on working the same game plan, because you can't differentiate between what the Lions have done in the last two games, especially versus what they've done for the last two seasons. So they've carried on same game plan, same type of football, same culture is the most important thing. And it's like, all right, we're just going to carry on. So, fair play to Dan Campbell. He's running a tight ship.
Gary, then you best be picking us a game.
I have got a game.
But yeah, I mean, there's quite a few to choose from.
So there's still quite a few to choose from. This one I think is quite interesting, and it's to another third division.
NFC South then.
So
The ultimate turd.
It's one of the Souths, wasn't it?
no, it's the AFC.
Oh, AFC South.
AFC. So Texans, Jags.
Yeah.
So 17-10. I think it's time we start thinking about, right, well, I thought the Jags are looking a bit better, and actually, we're going to start to see Liam Cohen start to make an impact on that Jags team, because they look okay. They do look okay against rubbish, but what is happening at the Texans?
So here's the thing. It's one of my favourite stats that I saw for week 3. The Texans are the only team in the last 20 years to surrender 55 or fewer points through the first 3 weeks of the season and be 0-3. Their offence, Stroud included,
awful.
is just terrible. It starts at the O-line, but it's also a weakness at running back and a quarterback who's completely devoid of confidence and the swagger that had him play like he did in his rookie season. They have to get that going again.
But there was a big difference, wasn't there? They had a stable of okay running backs. Damian Pierce was fine. It's an anemic offense.
But I sent you that stat. Like, CJ Stroud's last 15 starts for the Texans are worse than Andy Richardson's last 15 starts.
Do you reckon he's believed his own hype?
I don't know what's happened. Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Like, John is nodding.
John's nodding.
Cheers, John. But, to me, it's just like, it looks like he wants to be at film premieres all the time and just like, I don't know, modelling something. I don't know. It just doesn't look like he needs to prove himself anymore. But it's like, you've done nothing, mate.
He was on a podcast, not this off-season, the off-season before, where he said he was already a top 5 quarterback. And you're like, calm down, mate. Like the first year was fantastic. But
is he Deshaun Watson? Not without the groping. Because Deshaun Watson was amazing as well, year 1.
He's amazing year 2 as well.
We saw Nico Collins with one great catch this week.
So you
in completely busted coverage, So the guy has just stopped delivering, and it might be on the O-line, it might be on the lack of a run game. But the Texans have literally fallen apart.
I think it is like Deshaun Watson, except he's had his ego massaged.
Who is the head coach of the Texans? Because we need to
D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah, let's sack that.
No,
as well.
I don't know if that's
what I wanted. Welcome back.
I don't normally sack coaches. I've turned into Griff. I don't know what's going on.
Without an O-line,
yeah, it's the O-line.
what do you do?
But
he does have the whole off-season to sort that shit out, doesn't he?
That's not on the head coach. That's on the.
He can ask for stuff,
GM.
can't he?
Yeah, and he should. You'd hope he is asking for an O-line.
Oh no, sorry, you didn't get me what you wanted. I'm done then. Right. I don't think it works quite like that.
No, I mean, surely you don't have to ask for a competent O-line, though.
Apparently, you might have to. So
Texans are averaging 12.7 points per game this season.
Terrible.
You cannot win in modern football like that, so they have to change something.
Not unless you've got the Browns defense.
But who's the star on that team? Taking away
Nico
Stroud.
Collins.
Yeah,
Nico Collins.
it's great.
Nico Collins is
Will Anderson Jr.
good,
but he's impotent without Stroud being protected. That's the problem, because all wide receivers are.
And if you don't have another option as
Yeah.
well.
Would he?
So if you don't have Tank Dell, because he's always injured, it causes you a problem, doesn't it?
His legs pointing the other way at the minute.
So are half the wide receivers in the league now
Yeah.
after the weekend.
Well, Dalton Schultz is your second best receiving option. That's probably a problem.
Did you see the footage of people glossing Travis Hunter? And this is him locking down Nico Collins, and he is, he's right with him. He's but of course, it also ignores the fact that on the throw, CJ Stroud just misses everybody, and you're like, well, yeah, it is good coverage, but it's hiding the fact that it was an absolutely abysmal throw, and I worry. I do worry for the Texans. I think they're all they're going to do is score at most 14 points a game this year, and their defense is not bad.
They've just let
CJ
Gardner-Johnson leave.
Yeah.
They traded for him in the off-season, and now they've cut him because
They traded for him, restructured him,
yeah,
then
they
cut
then
him.
cut him. And that tells you that he is a problem because they desperately need good defensive players. So he's a problem when it comes to leadership, I think is what it tells you.
I wouldn't necessarily they desperately need defensive players. They've got a decent. They've got a decent.
But they're not scoring an
secondary.
offense, so you need good defense.
Yeah,
You don't let a good defensive player go unless there's an issue.
But surely that says the issue is above the coach.
On
That's
personality basis.
but to get him in the first place, restructure it, have him there, and then get rid of him straight away. That says it was a bad decision made above the coach.
Yeah.
but he does have a reputation for being a bit of an ass.
Yeah, totally. Look, I think the other thing for me was in this division now, there is a very big split already. So you've got two teams at 0-3, and then you've got the Daniel Jones-led Colts and the Jags.
Indiana Jones.
Now, I cannot see Daniel Jones playing at this level all season. Like, I might be wrong, and I don't want to be proved wrong because, like, I don't like Daniel Jones.
I really like.
I want a Super Bowl run. I love it.
So I don't want it. Like the Colts have got some great players, but it's going to blow up. It is definitely going to blow up. Yeah, you know it's going to happen. You know,
Why?
Taylor's going to do his knee. Daniel Jones is going to get concussed and realise that he's actually Daniel Jones and he's not, you know, Josh Allen, and he's going to start throwing the ball to the other team like he's supposed to. So then you're going to... I think it's going to be a real shootout now between the Jags and the Colts. I think the Jags will be super believing that they can come out of that division now. Because they've made it a two-horse race already in that division.
From that point of view, I think this is what the Jags need, a couple of gritty wins.
Yeah, to
A
build
bit of confidence. Yeah, absolutely. And Trevor Lawrence to have not...
No
he
disasters.
didn't have a great game when you look at his stat line.
But the Texans' defence is good, so that's not a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, they desperately need Brian Thomas Jr. to get back to year one form because he's been terrible this year.
Isn't he coming off an injury?
Yeah, but
Cheers for the nod, John.
Even so,
John says it's a rib injury, but it looked like it might have been a hand and foot
I was
injury.
going to say, yeah.
There was nothing good going on there.
Lost his heart.
Paul, do you want to take us round to the next one? What do you fancy? What was on your slate?
I left him a good one.
Well, there's a few. There's some amazing games left.
Great game.
I think he's going there next.
So that's right. Tampa Bay, New York. No, I'm going for Rams Eagles.
Game.
Rams Eagles. Okay, good. This is where I was hoping somebody was going in the first round.
You could
Yeah.
have picked it.
Yeah, but I couldn't
do
decide
this,
which
does it?
one I wanted more. So
Same with his quarterback pick last week, isn't it? It's just like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I just won't pick the one I actually want. I'll just leave that in the ether.
It was the form of champions from the Eagles. It was close. The Rams deserved to win this game, I felt.
no, I disagree. The Rams couldn't keep their foot on the throat, and this is why the Eagles are so good, because it's been ugly through 3 weeks basically, but they are winning some horrendously tight
This
games.
game pains me because you're absolutely
pained me,
you're absolutely right. It's the game that champions win. They're down out on their arse. Rams have got them beat to
We're hearing
rights.
nothing but AJ Brown is unhappy.
And they
All of a sudden,
fucking
look, there he is.
And they fucking come back and win 33-26 with another block kick and probably, I think, my sweetest player of the week.
I mean, it has to be.
Your man running down the pitch 336 yards at 18 miles an hour.
closer to 19.
It was crazy.
Insanity. There's still some bits that were interesting to me. The refereeing, they are beginning to just turn up the heat a little bit on the tush push.
This is like last couple of seasons where the Chiefs get all the refereeing decisions. Now the Eagles seem to be getting a lot of refereeing decisions, and I think other teams are getting wise to it. I think you're absolutely right. And in the tush push, there's a definite offside on one of them where they jumped and it's clear as day. And last week they're lining up over the ball where they're all offside. I think the whole offensive line was offside. So I think they are. I don't think the NFL likes the tush push.
No.
So I think it could be an order from high to say, right, knuckle down this and make it harder for the Eagles to run it because they run it so well. And eventually they might try and eradicate it through refereeing.
I hate it.
I hate it as well. It's bloody brilliant. Like, you can't deny how effective it is. It's horrible to watch. It's terrible football, but it works. So why not keep doing it? I can't take anything away from them for that.
I really like 11 big men pushing against 11 other big men. I think that's
John,
That's your search history, isn't it?
yeah. Like, I know it's not
It's not pretty, but
pretty,
it's effective.
but yeah, and
That's the other subreddit on Brown's search.
If you don't
Nothing-
legislate out the game, it will stay.
yeah, and Stop it. We keep saying it every year.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, if you can't stop it,
They've got Tampa this week, who have re-signed
Desmond
Desmond
Watson.
Yeah, they've
Yeah,
re-signed him.
Yeah. But Paul, you can get back to your point, but I just wondered if you could tell me the last time a trailing team won the game in the fourth quarter blocking 2 kicks.
Never.
Did the Giants do it last season?
No, 1978. But great stuff.
I wouldn't have been surprised
1978
if it was never.
was the last time it was recorded.
won a game. Sorry.
Yeah. It was phenomenally impressive. Carty kicking for the Rams just got absolutely blown out. This is a game the Rams should have put to bed, but the Eagles stopped them from doing that. A bit like I can't feel anything bad about the Ravens. I don't really feel anything bad about the Rams. This is a great performance by the champions, as far as I'm concerned.
beaten by a better team.
Yeah.
Like I know I mentioned the Browns roster earlier. You know, it's better than you think. I struggle to find a weakness in this Eagles team.
Oh yeah, it is very, very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we're just hoping they won't win the NFC.
we don't like it. We don't
Yeah.
like the Eagles, do we?
No, we don't.
Right.
But they are very, very good. You know, when you look at their wide receivers, you know, they've even got a half decent tight end. You know, quarterback is not.
Debatable.
He's top 10, isn't he? But he's probably not top 5. So they've just got all of the pieces.
He's just what they need.
Well, that's it. He can do enough. He can do enough with his legs. He can do enough with his arms. With that much talent around him.
And Saquon Barkley's still not
You
injured.
know, he's no Jared Goff, but you know he'll do.
Before you move on, can we just point out Matt Stafford and his phantom back injury have just not flared up this season? He looks excellent. Stafford looks really, really good.
Yeah.
But also, Devontae Adams and Puka Nakua, they are great wideouts.
112 yards Nakua had this weekend, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and Devontae Adams looks like a man refreshed after his various trips away.
Well, it's just, you know, being away from Aaron Rodgers is probably quite refreshing.
Jim, cycling back round to yourself.
Ironic that you should mention Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, do we have to?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I think we do. Steelers 21, Patriots 14.
Do you want me to take the high ground or the really low ground?
Take the really
Do you know
low
what? I'm
ground.
enjoying the hype train on fucking Vrabel and this, he's the hero shit is all like landing back in their face. I'm quite enjoying that a little bit.
And also
Sorry,
seeing
no, I am.
somebody who in their first year did very well and now just slowly unravelling in Drake May.
I don't think that's
Maybe.
fair.
I think Drake May was the star of the show.
Yeah.
I don't think Drake May's the problem at all. It's the fact that the rest of the team is a problem. But taking the high route, I would say the Patriots are 2 or 3 plays away from being 3-0. We are actually competitive this season, which compared to the last 2 years, I will very gladly take. Now, I am phenomenally pissed off that we managed to turn the ball over 5 times. Not many teams lose.
3 times in the end zone.
3 times in the red zone, yeah. Not many teams win games doing that, and certainly not a team so devoid of talent as this.
Completely agree with you. I think you look at this game, it's there for the Patriots to win. The fans, yourself included, are right to be pissed off. I would look at the Steelers and go, you had ample opportunities to score lots of touchdowns, lots of points, and you still struggle to beat a Patriots team.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like okay, you've won the game, but let's not pat you on the back too much. What I don't know, this pissed me off during the game. Why do you keep Stevenson in? He's fumbling it so much. Under Belichick, Stevenson wouldn't be on the roster.
He'd have been cut after 2.
He'd been dead. He'd be underneath the Massachusetts Turnpike by now.
Do you remember Jonas Gray?
Yeah.
No,
Well, he got cut for being late, didn't
Yeah.
he? The day after scoring 3 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns on debut. He was late to the team meeting and got cut. Okay, so here's the thinking. I think it's because, fumbles or otherwise, Stevenson might be the 3rd or 4th most gifted offensive player on the team, and they just can't afford to get rid of him. He's decent in the passing game,
Can't afford to keep him.
But you've just brought in a first or second round Travion Henderson.
and they obviously don't think he's ready. And I don't know, he looked really good in the preseason, but what can you put in that? Antonio Gibson at this point looks really good, but we don't. The wideouts are just not performing. Like Stephon Diggs has done nothing except make 2 babies with separate people. Sure,
I agree with that.
yeah.
He's quite prolific elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
making
he's-
babies
yeah.
like nobody's
I get
business.
that, but he got paid, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got paid at the Bills, fell out at the Bills, and he's never been the same player since. Do you know, like, I think the thing is, everyone, there was a very big load of hype around Vrabel, but that roster has been devoid of talent for 3 years.
Yeah. I think it's got more.
So
it's got more talent on it now.
It's
than it
better.
did.
But everyone was talking like 10 win season and stuff. I'm not sure I see it.
That was a stretch. But the point is, we've been competitive. We outgained them by 150 yards on offense. It's just the stupid, and they were stupid errors in the red zone. And phenomenally pissed off as I was, you cannot deny the team have been competitive, and we're pissed off at not beating teams that last year and the year before would have absolutely trounced us, like hammered. So
I think you'll win
growing
eight
pains,
games, something like that. 8 games.
And if he wins 8 games, he's done his job this year, because they need at least one more draft to get through. Hunter Henry, he's a bright spot, like 2 touchdown catches, 90 yards, best performance for 2 years, I think, from Hunter Henry.
It's almost like using him as a tight end made sense rather than this kind of like blocking. Yeah.
But I think Drake May is way more talented than he's getting credit for, because he's playing on a bad team, and like he is the offense at the moment. He takes off and run as well as almost anyone in the league.
Oh, but the problem is, eventually, if the team continues to be poor, the stink gets on him.
Yeah.
Is he that much better than Mac Jones so far?
Yeah, I think he shows a lot more ability to be better. His ceiling is much, much higher. Mac Jones looked really good in his first year because he could stand in the pocket, which he's now doing with the Niners, and deliver a clever, sensible, well-thought-out plan. But once the play started to break down, he could do nothing. And as Scarnecchia retired...
Did he?
No, but Dante Scarnecchia retired, and Mac Jones was suddenly... just had a sieve in front of him and he couldn't do anything. Drake May is able to keep the offense moving and outgaining Aaron Rodgers and all that, whilst we're still not playing really well around him. So that's fine, but like Paul says, to be fair, at what point is he going to start to get his confidence beaten down like CJ Stroud? Because that is the direction this could go in.
Yep.
That's my concern.
And the Steelers are still just a defense. Woo!
Yeah.
They got 5 sacks, didn't they?
Yeah, but like you say, it's against a bad offensive.
Yeah.
They're still a half-decent defense.
Half decent. I don't think they've been great at the start of the year. I think their offense has probably outplayed their defense so far. I think they showed up this week.
It's TJ Watt's best game for a while.
They forced us. There were some fumbles which they forced. I mean, that's a positive sign, but I don't think they've been all that.
They are, as Gary said earlier, going to benefit from now playing in one of the worst divisions in football. If they can be average, they're the second best team in that division by default, because the Bengals and the Browns are just not that good.
Yeah, potentially.
And so Mike Tomlin might get away with it for another year, which would be, fantastic, but maybe not.
The point raised with the Ravens earlier, just I don't understand how Pittsburgh accept him being just like
it's mediocrity.
0.550.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Go on then, Griff. Next up.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like, there was some great games.
There's an obvious one.
Oh, you think? Well, I was going Bucks Jets.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Everyone's looking. There was a lot of pressure on there. I was like doing my GCSEs all over again, and I've forgotten to write my name at the top of the paper. This is a disaster. Yeah. So the Bucks have now won 3 games by 1 score. We got to see Aaron Glenn do a victory dance that then got smushed back in his face.
That's painful. I mean, it was
it's going to be the worst meme ever.
Bad dad dance in the first place, but they're not.
I've already seen like 5 of them today.
It's not good. Strutting up the sideline, it's not good. But it was another blocked kick, which turned the game for the Jets. They suddenly were in control. What did Baker have left? 1 minute and 14 seconds to drive the Bucks down the field, get the field goal for the win.
Easy.
Do you know, it looks it. But the highlight for me was, and I can't.
Of course, it's easy.
Well, the highlight for me for the Bucks was Baker throwing up a pass for Emeka Egbuka. As we know, I can't pronounce these things.
Emeka
Egbuka, bless you. And the rookie catching it with one hand, and Baker straight going over to the sideline saying he's disrespecting my passes with one-handed catches. But he looks a real talent, and they're going to need that because Mike Evans has done his hamstring again. It's looking like 3 or 4 weeks he's going to be out.
But Chris Godwin's back soon, isn't he?
Godwin's due back in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Week 4,
yeah.
I think he's back. 4 or 5. Well, it must be 5.
But
they got Sterling Shepard.
But Baker marched down the field without Mike Evans, which for the last couple of years has been the security blanket on these late drives. Like, there's been a lot of talk in the first 2 or 3 weeks this season of where is Baker in relation to the elite quarterbacks, and he's right in the mix with everybody else on the stats we generally judge them on.
He's on the edge of that elite is.
Yeah, he's got more
I think he's
touchdowns
right.
than Josh
He's
Allen.
Top 10,
Yeah.
top 10 again.
Oh yeah, he's top 10.
The
He's
point
like
is,
Jalen Hurts, and he's not Josh Allen,
Yeah.
but he's in that kind of.
Okay, I'll
but
accept
the
that.
point
Because
is,
he can't
when-
do all of the facets. When you look at Lamar and you look at Mahomes and you look at Josh Allen, they can do it all, can't they?
I will say,
He's
though,
like the Phil Rivers.
This is it. The one thing that you all bitch about Phil Rivers is he's not clutch. There's no bigger clutch quarterback at the moment.
there was
than
no
Baker.
doubt with 1:14 on the clock or whatever it was that the Bucks were going to win this. No one looked at that and thought, yeah, Baker's
Yeah.
going to muff this up. Just wasn't going to happen. He just looks like a winner. And the Browns were stupid to let him go.
Mm-hmm.
He then made the point after the game that Steve Wilkes
Yeah.
was the guy that let him go from the Panthers, and he's now the defensive coordinator of the Jets. Like, this was personal, and it looks like when he was at college and he was planting flags in the middle of opposition grounds. And, like, I think it's brilliant to watch. And, yeah, like, the Bucks could count themselves lucky to be 3-0. But it's like we said with the Eagles, you've got to win these one-score tight games. It doesn't really matter how you play as long as you win.
They're a bit like the Niners, you know. So we don't really know in terms of like their record. It's a bit flattering, isn't it? 3-0, you know. You've got a couple of records out there at the moment that are a bit flattering. I'd still take the Ravens over the Bucks to win a Super Bowl at the moment, you know.
Yeah,
So
I'd probably agree with that.
Do you see what I mean? Like they're just
yeah.
like, again, whether it's divisional, whether it's the schedule, it's
think- I
not
think
everything's not equal, is it? In how this
I'd
plays
say
out.
their 3-0 is more convincing than the 49ers 3-0
But
at the
it
moment.
is more, but you still wouldn't be like shooting the Bucks like out there to be winning a Super Bowl, would you?
I don't know.
It reminded me of the Vikings, the last Kirk Vikings, where they kept winning by like one score, but you as soon as you got to the playoffs, you're like, they're losing.
Yeah. The problems for the Jets, obviously, they were down to their, quote, backup quarterback, but actually, Tyrod Taylor in the fourth quarter threw 117 yards and touchdowns. Like,
Love a bit of Tyrod.
Tyrod looks as good as Justin Fields, and I think you can swap one for the other, and the offense will keep going. The problem is they don't score early in games. So that's 2 weeks running where the first 3 quarters they have not put up a touchdown. And they are not good enough on defense, as good as the defense is, to not score in those opportunities. You cannot be waiting all the way towards the end of the game to score points. So, to me, I'd stick with Tyrod. Even if Justin Fields is fit, I think Tyrod is a better leader right now. That the defense needs to see that the offense is trying, and I think the defense will continue to step up. But if they keep losing these games because the defense ends up back on the field in difficult situations with not enough points on the board, you will start to lose the defensive players as well. No one on this Jets team thought they'd be 0-3 to start the season. No one. This is one of the biggest surprises for a team on the inside of that team. We might not be surprised. We think, oh, it's the Jets. But when you play for
Anyone
them,
else surprised?
yeah, but when you play for them, you don't think, oh yeah, like you might go, oh yeah, we might lose one of these. But I don't think Jets players can have that in their head. They have to think we're going to win some games.
I don't think the Jets thought they were going to go to Tampa and win.
No, I agree.
But did they think they were going to be 0-3? No, I don't think so.
Who else have they played?
Steelers and the Bills.
Then I think they would be very deluded if they thought they were going to be better than 1 and 2.
Yeah, maybe.
But the difference is with this Jets team compared to Jets teams of old, they're not getting destroyed.
They're not getting destroyed, no. I'll grant you.
Early in the season.
Who
Get
they
a
got
couple
next?
more get injured, and they'll be 0-5, and then they'll get destroyed every
Yeah,
week, and they'll be the Jets. And it'll be fine. Everything will be back to normal.
Who do they
and the
play
Jets
this week?
will just be the Jets.
This week they're at the Dolphins.
Oh, that is the toilet bowl this week. Somebody is going 1-3.
I know, I said this at the weekend, didn't I? There is some really... And it is entertaining in its way.
To be fair, you said it just after Trevor Lawrence for his interception. I
interception.
picked up my phone expecting you to slag Trevor Lawrence.
And it was just generally, I think the standard at the moment is not that high, and it makes for some interesting football and some interesting stuff. But there are like the gulf between the top 5 or 6 teams and the rest is huge at the moment. I think there's some absolute turd being played, and it can be great entertainment, but it's still
Disagree with
turd.
that in that the Packers we would have put at top 5 before this week, and they just got dicked by the Browns. But I do take your point. I don't think anyone's playing at their full potential.
I think since they cut the preseason down,
Yeah.
and the amount of contact that the O-line and D-lines can have in pre-season, it's making it much harder the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. It has been.
It's going to take 3, 4, 5 weeks for teams to get up to speed.
Gary, before we move on to you, for the Bucks, first time in NFL history a team has started 3-0, where all those 3 wins have been scores in the final minute of each game. Like, they are playing to the end. It's a bit like Liverpool. They score in lots of late goals, and they're not significantly better than anyone, but they just play the full however many minutes in whichever sport. Gary.
Right. I don't think you're going to like my selection.
Okay.
Dakota Staley's.
But I don't care. So I am going for Atlanta Falcons 0.
Oh, I nearly picked this.
Carolina Panthers
Love it.
30. Because, like, where is Kirk? Like,
He got on the field.
He did get on the
he
field.
got on the field, but
His
like,
rating was
have they
actually
just
higher
got this?
than
Have they just got this? Because I thought when I looked at the Falcons this year, I thought, and Pitts does look better, and you look at the receiving court, looks good, running back looks good, defense looks okay, and they are bad.
Yeah, but they left it too late to get Kirk with your Penix out.
But it's just, this is not what I was expecting, And is it the head coach? Is it, again, I'm going to sack another one today. But, like, I don't know what's going on with me. Like, I promise you this is just water in my bottle. There is not vodka in there. But there is something not right at all in that building at the moment. So, like, the Panthers, like, I think we've seen them come on a lot, both sides of the ball. I think they are, similar to the Patriots' journey. There's stuff that's encouraging there. Are they going to rock your world? No. But they're going to do better this year than last year, aren't they? There is definitely progress, and there's consistency, there's better ownership. So I just think generally the Panthers are on a good trajectory. But when you look at the Falcons, like, why are they not better?
Yeah.
I just cannot get my head around it.
But their players, they keep being hyped as good, but they don't deliver. Drake London, I don't think is that good a receiver. Cole Pitts was supposed to be the best tight end of all time.
Pitts has
in.
been pretty good this year, to be
But
fair.
he's been average, and he's not supposed to be average. He was drafted 4th overall. He should be,
Brock Bowers.
he should be elite. Bijan Robinson is good.
13 carries last week.
It's not enough. I agree.
Well, they're
like I
getting
said to
behind,
you,
they're throwing the ball, aren't they?
And this is what I was saying. Like, they're getting themselves into bad situations.
They were only 10 down at half time.
But they weren't moving the ball. He was completing 50%
but
of his passes.
Yeah, I agree. So why do you keep letting him pass? Like, his stat line at half time was terrible. His last 2 games, he's been terrible.
So the question in the group then at this point where you were saying was, why aren't they letting Bijan Robinson run more? And my question is, why did you leave Penis out there and not put Kirk in earlier?
I don't think Kirk is a slight improvement. But this is Kirk coming.
Really seen Kirk, though.
This is Kirk coming off a bad injury.
A year ago, he came back last year. He threw the ball okay. He couldn't move.
And
but
yet,
Rodgers, look at Rodgers. Rodgers came off a very similar injury and he's like 18 years older than him. And he is still able to pass the ball this season. Like, I just think that they've paid all this money for Kirk. That's broken what they've got. If you want Penis Jr. to be good, you might as well make him be Penis Senior. Yeah, like, at least give him a couple of years to develop. Yeah, give him a couple of years to develop.
You just want to give him some time to toughen up and harden.
That's it.
I want Penix to harden.
But why use him now? You just give him.
you have got to be selective about how you use your penis.
I would say so. Otherwise, you can catch all sorts of colds.
It'll be a problem.
And if Penix gets cold, he'll shrivel. He'll shrivel up with that
Under
team.
the pressure.
Yeah.
Under the pressure.
Okay, bringing it back to, away from dick jokes.
But this is the problem. Penix had too much balls. He was throwing, and I couldn't deal with it.
Sure, the one thing you haven't mentioned that was even more offensive was the fact that the Falcons cut Younghoe Koo last week, replaced him with John Parker Romo, who then turned up and thoroughly shat his pants in front of everyone by missing his first 2 kicks for the
Then
Falcons.
left. Then they missed right, then left.
It was just dreadful.
How to make the ownership look completely inept.
There are. It's just
Absolutely terrible.
I think, yeah. So,
But to your
like I
point,
say, the actual game doesn't really matter. It's just what the hell is going on at Atlanta.
They didn't put up a single point.
That's what I mean. What is going on?
Against the Panthers, who,
What
yes,
is
you're
going
right. They are Panthers are on a good trajectory, but I think most people would have said the Falcons should be winning this game.
Yes.
And for me, that's an embarrassment. B, I think they have to get into a position where they have to think about being in the position where what Panthers were last year. Do we need to sit Penix Jr. for a couple of games?
That's his name.
It was the
Griff. You can't
best.
keep
It
lying.
was.
literally called him Penix
I
Jr.,
absolutely
that's
can.
his
I think the best thing the Panthers ever did to Bryce Young
Yeah.
was sit him.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think they need to do the same with Penis. I think he needs a rest. You cannot keep using your
You
penis all
can't
the time.
keep
Tuck him in, do your
beating it
flies
down
up.
week after week. You know, he's just going to be a beaten penis.
The Falcons have fired their wide receiver coach because of after this game. Can anyone tell me who their
TJ
new
Yates.
TJ Yates?
What?
TJ Yates is their passing game coordinator. He is now their wide receivers
Texans
coach.
playoff great TJ Yates.
Wow,
Former quarterback,
Yeah.
now coaching wide receivers.
The original Tom Savage.
Yes.
that is flaccid, isn't it? Jesus.
This is going to be all season.
penis.
I did say
Moving on. Paul.
follow that.
I don't know if I can. For me, the next game was the Vikings versus the Bengals.
Wow.
Just
what?
because of the
Beat down.
absolute shellacking the
How-
Vikings
You
gave them.
could have picked a better game.
No. I like it. But how? Just tell me before we wade into this slugfest. How have the Bengals not gone? Ooh, we got beaten really bad at the weekend. We should trade for Jameis. Because what those wide receivers need is Jameis Winston.
No, but you've got to understand that the Bengals ownership don't like paying money to people.
There is that. I didn't realise they're the only team that doesn't have a cart to help players off the field. Now, I'm sure that's not true, but someone sent all these different pictures of players being helped off the field on
Didn't
foot.
CeeDee Lamb have to walk his way off though
Yeah, he
as
did.
well?
But he chose to.
He chose to, but yeah,
Well, that was
when
stupid.
when Burrow was injured, they didn't even have
A cart.
a temporary
No.
stretcher. They had to walk him off the field with his broken
They're
toe.
so cheap.
It's so cheap.
They're so cheap.
And
Paul,
yeah,
tell us about the devastation that the Vikings rained down upon the Bengals.
I mean, there's a couple of things that just came together for a perfect storm of events. I didn't realise that was Carson Wentz's home
Yeah,
club
it's his
and
team.
who he grew up supporting. So yeah, great for him. But that's a good roster and an okay O-line. An okay O-line with good receiving options. Most quarterbacks worth their salt can get a tune out of them. Wentz isn't a bad quarterback. But also,
I don't know. I'm not sure I've seen enough in the last few years to say he's not a bad
I haven't seen
quarterback.
anything. He's been at the Colts and a bad Commanders team.
And the
And-
Chiefs.
the
And
Chiefs.
the Chiefs, yeah.
Is he at the Rams as well?
Yeah, and the Rams.
Yeah.
He started for all
We've
these
not-
teams.
We've not seen
But-
him.
But we've not seen him be good either.
We've
Like,
seen him good since that season, the Eagles, where he wrecked his knee.
as a backup, though.
But Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
is the thing. But this game wasn't about Carson Wentz. This game was about Isaiah Rodgers.
Oh, yes.
First player ever to put up a pick six, a fumble for a TD, and 2 other forced fumbles in the same game. Like, this was MVP level defensive play.
Rodgers beats the Bengals on his own.
Yeah.
He scores 12 points, which is 2 more than the whole Bengals. In the first half, in fantasy, he was the top scoring performer.
Amazing. I mean, so how long's JJ McCarthy out for?
We don't.
Was it? It wasn't just 1 or 2 weeks. I don't know.
I think it's only supposed to be a few weeks.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's 3 or 4.
Because if the defense stays at this level and Jordan Mason can play at a replacement level for Aaron Jones and Carson Wentz can just not be rubbish, this Vikings team haven't really lost anything.
He might not get back in.
You give me Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
I'd be good.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure we've seen much out of McCarthy so far at all.
I haven't seen anything. He's had
I
one
agree.
good quarter. Yeah, one good
One
quarter.
good
I
quarter.
don't think if you think last year with Darnold what they did.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to see a huge difference with Vents, as John would call him.
Carson Vents.
You're not going to see a huge difference between that and what Darnold
Now, on the
does.
other side of the ball, though, Jake Browning, everyone, because we saw him a couple of years ago, everyone thought, well, he can keep this ship afloat. They maybe go 3-3 or 3-4. It's not going to happen. He looks absolutely broken. He's just throwing the ball. Now, it's more like I would expect Paul to play if he were in the NFL, where you would get the ball and then just heave the ball so no one hits you.
Yeah, but this, to your point, you said with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Anderson, you'd be right. Well, they've got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and they're not all right.
And their next 3 games are Broncos, Lions, Packers.
Yeah, they've got
Broncos are having a bit of a second season.
They will absolutely crush Jake Browning.
The Broncos defense, I've got it in 2 fantasy leagues. The Broncos defense is really good, but the offense does look good.
Sure, but it won't matter. They'll get a pick 6. It'll be fine.
Against the Bengals, because they have no defense, it's absolutely fine. But I do think the Broncos totally different subject and not a game we picked, and I nearly picked it because the Broncos, they need to be a bit better, and Bo Nix needs to be a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree.
48-10, by the way, unbelievably, was the Bengals' worst ever professional defeat.
That's quite impressive.
Not bad, yeah.
Well, I would never have put money on that, but apparently so.
Considering how bad
I'm guessing that's a margin of defeat. But,
And they've had like the Achilles Smith years, haven't
that's
they?
what I mean.
Yeah, but back then there wasn't so much heavy scoring by the opposition.
Down there with the Browns.
They were the worst team of the 90s or the early 2000s. They were terrible.
That's what I mean. I'm surprised that's their worst defeat ever.
Apparently so.
Yeah, it only took Carlton Palmer coming in to invigorate them, didn't it?
So elsewhere, Bills 31, Dolphins 21. Not much to say there.
More competitive than we thought it was going to be.
Saints 13, Seahawks 44. That's a shellacking. The Indiana Jones-led Colts 41, Titans 20.
Hang on. Don't just brush over that.
Yeah, that one's
Former number 6 overall pick and all-round great player, Daniel Jones.
Jonathan Taylor is fucking amazing.
Ron Callahan is fucking shit.
He has passed over play calling duties to this week.
Good. He passed over head coaching duties as well.
So elsewhere as well, Cardinals 15, 49ers 16.
Skin of our teeth.
I did say this. I think you might be the worst 13-win team that's ever lived.
I'll be right.
Broncos 20, Chargers 23. I echo what Gary says. I think Knicks needs to be better.
Justin Herbert's clutch though.
He's fucking great. Consistent, that's the thing now, isn't
MVP.
he? Raiders 24, Commanders 41. And this game could
Hang on. Don't brush over Marcus Mariota for me.
Oh, no.
What a performance. What a performance.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I've got to say.
It's nothing.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Cowboys 14, Bears 31.
This
And it's
game
not
we could talk about.
and it's not on the schedule, but the Giants lost to the Chiefs. It's not on it.
Yeah, we left it off.
Yeah, I mean,
They weren't embarrassed.
no, they weren't.
No, they
embarrassed.
weren't, but
Isn't
it
that
was.
the first
Yeah.
time, though, that the Chiefs have won in New York or something? They were 0-7
Oh, really?
before
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to New York. They never won there or something.
But it.
I might
it's,
be wrong. I thought I saw that stat. I probably just told you a stat that's wrong, but I thought I read it.
the Chiefs haven't been bad this year. They were better than a
They
bad
did
cheat.
their
A bad,
defense.
a bad
Kelsey-
Giants.
Do you think
defense is
Kelsey
good.
and Andy Reid have like a little bump off?
Do you not?
They do that every
Do
week.
you want to go from there to say how much you're looking forward to the rest of the season with Jackson Dart? Because Russell Wilson has been
Yeah,
dropped.
I'd have liked Jameis.
I'm actually inclined to agree, but it's Jackson Dart time.
Yeah.
They talk about him as if he is the next fucking Messiah. Put him in and see what we can do. Like, there's so much hype about him.
You might as well lose with him.
Yeah.
If we've got him,
I'd just love to see Russ's face.
if we got him, play him because as I've always said, you don't get better at playing football by not playing football.
This is literally Dable's last shot.
But this is
last.
Dable and
Every
Schoen's
game that Daniel
last.
Jones is good, Dable gets further out the door
Yeah.
in New York.
And that is just the opposite of what we just said about Penis Jr. So that is the complete opposite we said about he should sit.
He does.
Yeah, but he's played games and been shit.
Yeah.
We haven't seen what. If Dart is shit.
Are you
then
looking
yeah,
forward
you
to
see
it, Farrows?
No,
No.
Oh,
we'll have a break and we can come back to that. Okay, welcome back. So that's the game's done. It's now time for us to.
They are games.
Yeah, exactly. So, primetime predictor.
How are we doing?
So, Griff didn't submit last week, but we did speak on Sunday. So I put who we said would win the games to me.
How did I do?
Well, you were the only person apart from the home by 7 bot who picked the Giants over the Chiefs. Gary did submit Bills to win by 10 on Sunday. So
I did write it on Thursday. I just forgot to send it.
yeah, but unfortunately he didn't send it. So, but everyone got a point for the Bills. I gave you a Bills win at least. We all got a point for the Chiefs, apart from Griff and the home by 7 bot. And the only person to pick the Lions was Paul.
Boom.
The Ravens were at home. It was a hard one to pick against, wasn't it?
So
I like this.
I'm losing still.
Really like this Lions team.
the home by 7 bot is on 4 points. Gary's on 5. Griff's on 6. John and Jimothy are on 7. And Paul is on 8.
Suck it, losers.
So we need to pick our games this week. So the primetime games, we have the Thursday night game, Niners-Rams. Rams at home.
Is it?
No, Seahawks at Cardinals. I'm looking at week 5. Seahawks at Cardinals.
Seahawks by 9.
I've already put Seahawks by 10. So, yep.
Seahawks by 4. We should also talk about the fact that Cardinals really are the epitome of a team that just don't need to be taken seriously. Because Kyler Murray, once again, was shite.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Right. I just want to get that out there. That I'm going to nail that every week.
Seahawks by 7, please, John.
Well, everyone's in the same ballpark.
But Darnold looks really good.
Yeah, the defense looks
And the
The
defense
Seahawks
is really
defense
good,
looks
yeah.
great. Paul?
Seahawks by 14.
Ooh, sexy.
What's the scores on the doors, Miss Ford? Wow.
So then it's...
John, what were you taking?
Seahawks by 10.
Oh, sorry.
He did say.
Wasn't this?
So then it's Cowboys at Packers.
Oh, Packers by 18.
Love it.
Stop, I was going to Packers by 14.
Okay.
I'll take Packers by 10.
So I'll take Packers by 7.
And John is going for Cowboys by 15.
I've gone Packers by 5.
I reckon it could be a bounce back from the Packers this time.
I
today.
think so.
yeah.
And the Cowboys have got no CD Lamb.
And it's
Out
Micah
high
Parsons
ankle sprain.
Micah Parsons.
He's out for weeks. Yeah, Micah Parsons Bowl. He's going to get like 4 sacks, isn't he? Like, Dak is just...
Dak.
Yeah, Dak is just going to get beaten up.
So that's the Sunday night game.
Yeah.
There's 2 Monday night games. Jets at Broncos. The Bengals at... No, Jets at the Dolphins. Bengals at the Broncos.
Jets at Dolphins a primetime game.
I know.
Toilet bowl.
So we've gone with the Bengals at the Broncos.
Bengals at Bonkos.
Bengals at Broncos. I've gone with Broncos by 12.
Broncos by 14.
Broncos by 10.
Jets by 3.
They aren't playing the Jets.
Game.
Playing the Bengals.
It's Bengals at Broncos.
Broncos by 7.
But just for a laugh, we can have a side gamble on the toilet bowl. That's fine.
Broncos by 3.
We've all picked the same teams this week.
Yeah. If ever there was a game that was going to end in a tie,
Well, I was very
it's-
close for
it's-
going for the Bengals somehow winning that game.
it's
if I'm
Jets
honest. I was-
14, Dolphins 14.
John, fuck it. I'm going to go different. Why not? I'm losing anyway. I'll go Bengals by 3. I know I'm going to lose, but it's fine. I've come to live.
I want to know what everyone thinks about the toilet bowl.
Jets. Jets, I think, by 10.
If the Jets win, Mike McDaniel is gone. If the Jets win that game, the Dolphins will sack Mike McDaniel.
I don't think he
the
minds.
Dolphins will win.
When was the last time the Dolphins sacked
It's at
someone
the
halfway
Dolphins.
through the season?
Mark Flores, wasn't
Was it? No, Philbin.
At Dolphins.
Yes.
At the Dolphins. The
Philbin
Dolphins
got sacked
win-
on the
Dolphins
plane.
win
Dan
that game.
Campbell take over.
Yeah. Philbin got sacked on the plane on the way
Dolphins
back from
by
Wembley.
7.
Dolphins by 7.
I'm going home bot on that one.
Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins.
I'm going to take the Jets, and McDaniel is back with Shanahan by week 8.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want him back.
Yeah.
I'd also go the Jets.
I think the Dolphins should, but
Jets by 3, like I said earlier.
yeah. It's such a bad game.
Okay, so that's the primetime predictors. We now got to go to the Hall of Good. So week 1, we submitted quarterbacks for Gary.
Who has done nothing but bitch and moan.
He's
about
done
it
nothing
since.
but bitch and moan on it about on WhatsApp about it since. But it is your choice now to pick. We had RG3, Matt Hasselback, Carson Palmer, and was it Boomer Esiason?
Yeah.
Boomer Esiason. So Gary, it's your choice now.
Yeah, so this was a choice I didn't enjoy. I made this clear. I think you guys really let yourselves down.
Sorry, Gary.
RG3 played one season. You know,
What a season!
and just there was some strange things. You know, so out of who you put up, there can only be one. And Michael basically did my job for me on the night when he chose Carlton Palmer. Because he's the only one who had a half decent career. Like, you know, I know Jim's did, but I don't know who he is, Jim. Like, I don't have time to go back that far. I don't live in the past.
This reminds me of psoriasis when I hear his name.
So,
Sorry,
so
Matt.
yeah,
Angie.
so Carson Palmer,
Who picked Carson Palmer?
John.
I was going to
So
say,
Carson
wasn't me.
Palmer or Carlton Palmer, I would put both in. He's absolutely fine. I think
They are very different looking people.
They are, but Carlton Palmer would make it into the Hall of Good for like early Premiership players as well. So
He
He
wouldn't.
really wouldn't. He was
oh, yeah,
terrible.
He wasn't terrible.
Absolute
One of
dickhead.
England's worst ever players.
Hey, John
Right
loved
up
him at
there with
Leeds.
Keith Curl. Fucking hell.
Fucking didn't. Fucking hated
So
it.
yes, I think look, you know, for the career he had, you've got to put him in terms of his stats.
Carson Palmer gets overlooked because he played on some terrible, terrible teams.
Exactly.
He was a number one pick. He was a really good quarterback. He was a horrific injury at the Bengals away from at least having a good stab at making a Super Bowl.
So yeah,
Yeah.
After I've
Same with
judged,
the Cardinals.
John, when we get to doing running backs, can I go first?
Well, we're going to go running backs now.
So can I go first? No, please let me go first because
Okay, you can go first.
right. So
But just next time you ask, you can't.
okay, thanks. I'll do more research next time. So I have gone for
No, you fucking won't. You never do any fucking. You turn up and you go, what are we selecting this week?
Yeah.
I've had a really busy day at work deciding whether someone's having an affair in the art department. Fair.
exactly.
Right, just checking.
So I have gone for someone very dear to your heart, John. So I believe you're picking this time.
I am picking.
So and this is someone I think really should be in Hall of Good because I don't think they'll make Hall of Fame because of how their career finished. So I'm going to go for Todd Gurley.
Hang on a sec.
That's just playing to the gallery. I ain't having that.
So
I love it.
I love it.
That's a tremendous pick.
So
I said before we started, there's two names I want to hear. And yeah, it's up to you guys now.
So when you go through what he managed to achieve in a decent more than a season, Paul, yeah. So like, NFL Offensive Player of the Year 2017, NFL Rookie of the Year 2015, 2 first-team All-Pros, second-team All-Pro, 3 Pro Bowls, twice was the rushing touchdown leader. Like, he done amazing things in the short period of time. We all loved watching him. He was a game changer for that Rams team. 6,000 yards in terms of rushing, to over 2,000 yards receiving. He was just brilliant, and I know you loved him, and I know you felt some solidarity with him with knee injuries. You've been there,
Yeah, true.
but he was such a shame. But he just lit up the league for the entire time, and he was just money. So I'm not going to go on about it too much, and I know that's not the pick everyone thought I was going for. So fuck you lot.
I mean, it's better than Bilal Powell. Let's go with that.
Or Matt Forte. But Matt Forte had some decent numbers.
Who wants to go next?
I'd like to go next.
Is that because I've just taken your name?
No, not at all.
Taken.
Taken.
Tooken.
Didn't
you write
I went from took and taken and made up taken.
Yeah. So I'd like to put forward one of my favourite players for a number of reasons. One of them being vibes. The other one being playing against you at Madden. I'm going for Chris Johnson. Also, a man who has retweeted this podcast when we put out an incorrect fact about him.
That's a surefire winner right there.
So he's interacted with you personally. Todd Gurley, has he? No. Exactly.
That's a trump God.
So
Just been fucked, Gary.
Do you know what? I know the love that John has for Todd Gurley, and I don't know if he will have it in him to turn that down, if I'm really honest with you.
So apparently, being the rookie of the year is an achievement like RG3 did, but he's bollocks. So don't worry, one season's not, it's fine. So if we then look at offensive player of the year, not many people get that. Todd Gurley didn't get that, did he? He didn't get it like Chris Johnson did. All right. So who has the most yards from scrimmage of all time in a season? It's not Todd Gurley, is it? It's Chris Johnson. 2,509 yards from scrimmage. That's not been beaten. Players play more games now and been beaten. Remember that. Which player has got the most touchdowns over 85 yards in rushing? Not Todd Gurley.
I'm going to guess it's Chris Johnson.
That's right, it's Chris Johnson. So,
It sounds like a Hall of Fame player, this does, Paul.
and who had the and in terms of like just pure entertainment, until one of your favourite players, John Ross, took his record, who had the speed record at the combine?
John Ross into this
One of your favourite players.
playing to the fucking judge.
So,
You two have got some good names.
so the fastest combine time of all time, the most rushes over 85 yards in NFL history, the most yards in NFL history in a season from scrimmage, and unstoppable in Madden. So for me, vibes, stats, and just impact, Chris Johnson. And also, fan of the podcast, very briefly for a few moments.
Yeah.
Strong entry.
That's what she said.
Both strong entries so far.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Would you like me to?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, cool. When we first thought up this Hall of Good, we thought it was for players who weren't going to make it into the Hall of Fame, but there are players that we enjoyed watching, lived in our life, played in our lifetime, which is why Boomer Esiason didn't get in, fair enough. But also were those players who we leaned on in fantasy football, and we truly won games and championships
Like Todd Gurley.
off the back of, like potentially Todd Gurley. There's no running back, I think, in the last decade that embodies that spirit more perfectly than Le'Veon Bell. Bell didn't just run the ball, he literally conducted defense. His signature hesitation running style, the deliberate pause at the line of scrimmage, waiting for the blocking to develop and defense to commit, and then bang, he was gone. A revolutionary approach that made him nearly impossible to tackle and completely maddening for opposing coordinators.
Which AI have you got to write this
I
for?
don't know, it's fucking good, isn't it?
Because this is definitely an AI speech.
Anyway, so what's most running
You can do the same, you know.
I don't have time for that.
This probably quicker than what you did.
I literally just decided on Todd Gurley in the break.
Anyway, so Bell was an elite wide receiver at the running back. His two peak seasons, 2014, 1,300 rushing yards, 83 receptions for 854 yards. 2017, 1,291 rushing yards, 85 receptions, 655 yards. But let's go back to week 14, 2016. Pittsburgh Steelers versus Buffalo Bills, a snow-covered affair that became instantly iconic. Because Le'Veon Bell put on a clinic. He rushed for 236 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 receptions, 62 yards, and over 50 fantasy points.
And I lost that game.
PPR.
I had him in my
You had
team.
him and you lost,
And I lost.
and we all remember it, and we all loved watching him until he held out and went and decided to go to the Jets and be absolute shit. But for those few seasons, he defined that running back position, both on the field and in fantasy. Therefore, Le'Veon Bell up there with Todd Gurley's in the world.
Griff,
Follow those.
sure.
Like
This is a tough one.
Beat that.
Everyone made some effort for running back.
Fuck, I can kill that pretty fucking quick. I was torn between two. Do you want the fella who played on 3 Super Bowl winning teams, or do you want the guy?
I want what you want.
We don't want a patriot. We never want a patriot, Griff.
Yeah, sometimes he was a Patriot. Not
Yeah.
always. Okay, well, we'll go with the other guy then. So the other guy had two of the best nicknames in professional sports. Two of the best nicknames in professional sports. He was an All-Pro player twice. He was on the NFL Rookie of the Year team 2012. He had 2 seasons pushing 1,500 rushing yards. He has the most rushing touchdowns in the first half of a game in NFL history with 4.
Random stat. Isn't it?
Yeah. But I don't know much else to go on because you guys have picked some really good running backs and I was just trying to find something to big this guy up and pad him out with. When mainly I was just attracted to the nicknames. Does anybody want to take a guess on who it is?
Is it Purple Jesus?
It's not Purple Jesus.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
No, not even close.
And again, he's not been anywhere near our list so far.
It was a Jaguar.
Yeah, but he was
I
good.
did love MJD.
Go on, Griff, enlighten us.
It's Doug Martin. It's Muscle Hamster.
Oh.
No. The Duggernaut.
But he found God.
The Duggernaut is the
Yeah.
greatest nickname in NFL history.
Didn't he go and find God?
He found God.
He now
became rubbish.
goes around preaching to small children. Yeah,
Great. Like,
but I'm not talking about that. I'm not asking you to rank whether or not he's going to heaven. No, I couldn't give a fuck. I'm just saying. I just want to know
I was a
Whether
big-
and Bell's not going to
I was
heaven.
a big Doug Martin fan when we first started.
The muscle
when
hamster
we
was
first
amazing.
Started playing.
Yeah, yeah.
fantasy. And then he just became shit very quickly.
Oh, but he was good.
He was
Was
really
really
good.
good.
Every second season, he was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Bucks have had a running back like him since he retired. Like, he is, I think, 3rd all time on the Bucks rushing list, but he only played for them for 5 seasons or 6 seasons, I think it was in the end. Like, you couldn't get the consistency that you need out of a Hall of Fame player from Doug Martin because he was very small and always injured. But what you did get for 8, 9, 10 games a season every other year was an absolute bowling ball of a player that we all enjoyed watching. And one of the things about this when we set it was it wanted to be players that we had seen. And I loved Doug Martin. 2012 was the first year John properly introduced me to the NFL. I'd only watched it in bits and pieces before that. That was Doug Martin's debut year, and he was one of my favourite players. And that is why I've presented the Duggernaut for today. Duggernaut. It's a great nickname. I'm not expecting him to win. I just wanted to bring that up.
I will say, guys, you've knocked out the park this week. None of you have picked DeMarco Murray, which is the guy I want to induct, who was my favourite running back. But
You did say there was 2 names, John. You were hoping
Yeah.
to hear.
yeah, so I'm leaving that one open because he's also not come up. He could have won a Super Bowl if they'd have given him the ball.
That was a career that disappeared quickly, wasn't it, DeMarco Murray?
DeMarco Murray, yeah. But yeah,
Do you not think he'll get in, though?
DeMarco Murray.
No, the other one you said.
Marshall Lynch.
Yeah, Marshall
Lynch,
Lynch. He might get in.
I think Lynch will get
he'll
in.
get in.
Personality as well.
Yeah.
I think Lynch will get in. That's
Yeah.
why I haven't put him
Yeah.
up, because
He might get him. So yeah. So
Did you want to recap? You've
I'll
got
recap. I will recap.
Todd Gurley.
So, Todd Gurley, Chris Johnson, CJ2K.
May I just make one point?
No,
you
you had your time.
Shut
You're
your
not, you,
mouth.
you haven't even got a microphone, so you can't. Le'Veon Bell, Doug Martin.
silence on the podcast.
This-
I mean, excellent.
It's tough.
To be
It's
fair,
really tough.
I don't think I could choose.
The thing that
Those
Paul
are
was going to
4.
say was that he's actually got Todd Gurley's signature tattooed on his gooch.
And sometimes you just have to play to the judge.
Yeah, you
and
do.
I fucking love Todd Gurley. I am unashamedly
he does love Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley was amazing, let
Also-
down by his arthritic knees.
Yeah. Also, I get to put him in by reminding Gary that I won a fantasy league by selecting Todd Gurley.
Yep.
I drafted him in the 3rd round. Gary turned around to me and went, "It's a bit shit, mate." And I whooped everybody that year.
You
It was my most complete year based on Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley is inducted into the Hall of Good. I look forward to next year when these 3 can be nominated again because
As well as
they
Arian
are
Foster,
they are
and as well
fucking
as-
DeMarco Murray, Arian Foster, all like
It's
there's
tough. It's,
Sean Alley. If I was going to pick today, select nominate. I
Shows
was
how few of them get in at running back,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
It's
No,
a really
because-
I think
tough.
because they only flash for a couple of seasons.
Yeah,
don't
that's
they?
it,
And
5 years,
All
you know.
of those are like 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
If I was going to nominate, I was nominating Sean Alexander, who has more children than Philip Rivers.
Wow.
I believe 12 children that have survived.
When was he?
Well, one died.
Was he in the 1900s? Like, if they get to 12, we've done well.
Yeah.
Thing to call out.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah,
You could have just said 12 children.
yeah.
Not the Hall of Morby.
I think he's had 13. But yeah, like so he'll get in when we have to select the most virile members of the NFL. Who wants
Tyreek Hill
to
versus
suggest
Phil
something
Rivers.
for next week? What position next week?
We've done 2 offensive.
Why?
ones.
Well, yeah, I
Let's go
suppose.
defense. Should we do pass rushers, edge rushers, if you like.
White cornerbacks.
No.
We'll be picking the same people.
There's only 2.
So edge rushers. Who wants to nom? Oh, is anyone not here next week?
I mean, I don't know. If I'm here, I'll judge. I'm happy to judge next week.
We'll put you down as a potential to judge.
You know, sure, why not? Happy
Yeah.
to judge.
Everyone gets a go. Everyone gets a go.
Yeah.
Cool. So we can leave it there. Any games you're looking forward to this week that haven't been brought up in the prime time? Because there's one that stands out for me.
Bucks, Eagles.
Not the toilet bowl.
There's Bucks Eagles. There's Ravens Chiefs. One of those teams is going to end up 1-3. And
It's the Chiefs.
Where is it?
at the Chiefs.
Chiefs will win that then.
I'm not sure they will. Wow, that is a big game. That is a
That
big.
problem for
I'd like
the
to call
Ravens.
out Lions, Browns. Let's just see how good this Browns defense really is.
Yeah.
We'll find out then.
Yeah.
They'll be on the field too much, I think.
If that Lions defense is like they were against the Ravens,
As well,
I fear for Joe Flacco. We might see one of the young backups, whatever they're called.
Yeah, that's a really interesting.
Eagles
one to watch.
Bucks. I mean,
Eagles
yeah.
Bucks, I'll call
Eagles
out,
Bucks is the one, because if any team can stop the Eagles and their confidence driven role, it's the ultimate confidence player. It's Baker. I'm not necessarily picking the Bucks to win. I would have to think very carefully about that, but it's the first time this season where I'm thinking this is a team that can really play them.
Could be a coin toss.
As well this
Colts,
week.
Rams as well would be one for me.
Yeah, that's
I
gonna
think
be fun.
it'd be interesting to see where the Colts really sit.
So there's 2 toilet
I was
bowls,
gonna
because
say,
the other one
there's
is
another toilet
Titans
bowl.
Texans. Somebody's
Yeah.
going to be 0-4. Also, there's another team going to be 0-4 because the Saints are at the Bills.
and the Giants are at the Giants are playing the Chargers.
Oh fuck me!
We also have our first Irish game this week. The Vikings
It's a shame we
Steelers.
didn't go and watch that game.
Yeah, we really should have sorted that out.
Yeah,
To that.
yeah. There are still tickets, like second hand.
Should we just fucking do it?
Should do it. Weekend.
Well, it's Sunday. Are you busy on Sunday?
Oh yeah, I'm a bit busy.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, I've got stuff on, but I could drop it for this.
I'm doing fuck all.
Oh,
so yeah, no, I could do it, but yeah. Anyway, we'll talk about that next week, but we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Don't forget to protect your penis.
Bye.